Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gunpla News episode 14 for January 2016. Now, in this part, we're going to be talking about just a little bit about some third-party stuff. I would like to include more, and I always say this, I would like to include more resin in this section, but I just don't know a lot about like resin stuff coming out. There's always just sort of like stuff being like re-released and like or just like copied from other people and stuff. So. Um, yeah, like I said, if you guys know of any particular resin kits or something like that you're excited about coming out, let me know and I'll include it in next month. Otherwise, for this month, I don't have any resin stuff. Next month, I'll have some more time to do some, the research. Before recording this video, I have to do a lot of checking to get as much information as I can. It's quite time consuming. Uh, Next month, I'll try to take some more time to check out some more resin stuff for you guys to include that. But for this month, only a couple little things to mention just about some third-party kits, no resin this time. So let's get into it. So this first thing is pretty interesting bit of news from Sarif Hobby about their unicorn bust. Last year, they released a 1/35th scale bust of the Banshee, and it was met with some pretty negative reviews. It was not very well received by a lot of people. The quality was not very good. Um, but on the plus side, it's a 1/35th Banshee bust, and no one else makes that. So if you want to have one, it is an option anyway. And then earlier this year, they showed some promo images that they were working on a 1/35th unicorn bust that was going to also add the shoulders onto it. Well, now we got some new information that we are finally going to be getting that unicorn bust, but no shoulders, and it's only going to be a parts set. So basically, you have to buy the 1/35th scale Banshee bust from them, and then you can also buy this parts set to make it the unicorn. So that is pretty dumb. I think it's really dumb. I'm guessing that maybe they had those promoted images before. They planned making this whole new bust with the shoulders and making it a whole thing by itself. They realized they didn't have the money to produce something like that, so they just kind of had to go for this cheaper option, and it's pretty dumb, I think. But yeah, so I'm not sure how that's even going to be released, if like what color the plastic is going to be. It doesn't really matter because you can paint it, but I'm just curious like how they're going to release it, because for the Banshee, of course, the plastic it was like came in black, and then it also came with like a clear black as well. So this one for the unicorn, and then what color is the psycho frame going to be? The psycho frame for those is different colors, so it's going to include new colors. Maybe the unicorn part set is coming with new psycho frame parts. Why not just release this as a whole new kit? I don't know or understand why they're releasing the unicorn parts as a separate part set. I don't know. Anyway, it's $18 for that. So if I remember correctly, the unicorn, the Banshee bust was like something like $60, maybe, or something like that. And then like for an extra $18, you can have a new color part and new V-fin parts. The other thing about that is that the V-fin had these like hollow sections in the front of the V-fin. It looked terrible, and apparently they must have got a lot of complaints about it, because Samuel Decal said on his page that they are planning on changing that before the release, because a lot of people complain about the hollow sections in the front of the V-fin. Well, obviously people are going to complain about that. It looks terrible. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I almost don't even want to talk about it just because it looks like such garbage. But if any of you guys, just because I talked about it before a few months ago, I just wanted to give you guys an update on that, because we did get some new information, although the new information is pretty bullshit. Alright, then for the Mechanicore 1/100 scale Teeth Sturmer, their Deep Striker, should be shipping later this month, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed again, and it will be shipping later this month. We saw some images of the manual, we saw images of the box. The box is gigantic. It's considerably larger than the Perfect Grade Unicorn box, which is also quite large. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really big, huge box. A lot of really big parts and everything in there. Some interesting things to point out about the manual, though, and there are some concerns. Earlier we had an image of the water slide decals and they were in like bright green, and I think maybe that was just for reference, not the actual official colors, because now we can see in the manual. The manual shows that they're not in that bright green color, so thank God they're not in bright green. I don't know if they changed it or if the previous image was just like not like official, whatever. And the other thing that they've updated is that they're going to include, I guess this wasn't going to be included before, but they decided to include it now. They're going to include, and it may just be a pre-order bonus too, I don't remember, but they're going to include just a regular 1/100 scale XS head as well. So the head for the Deep Striker is different. It has the two incoms like on the side of the head. They're also going to now include a separate head if you want, which is just the regular XS head, which has just the one income on the top of the head. So you'll have that option. That's kind of cool. They decided to throw that in there. Otherwise, my big concern about the kit at this point is just going to be the base. We can see in the manual that the base for this does not look very supportive at all. It's just like one arm, so you have this huge gigantic kit sitting on just one arm of this base, and then on that it's just like one peg. So even if that peg is a metal part, I'd say if that's a plastic part, there's no way that's going to work. If it's a metal part, maybe, but even still, just to have this huge kit just sitting on one peg, if you like bump your table and if that thing starts to rock at all, it's going to snap off that peg so easily. So that's really dumb. I don't know what these companies are thinking when they design stuff like this. Like, they went through the trouble of designing this whole huge kit, and then they designed the base to have this whole thing sitting on one peg. There's no way that's going to hold that. So I don't know. That's dumb. To anyone else who's getting this kit, plan on making your own base for this. Probably I am. I'm sure I'm not even going to try to put that thing on that base. Just going to have to just make my own. But yeah, we'll see when that comes around. That kit is not, I'm not going to be able to work on that kit anytime soon anyway, so I'm sure it's going to be like at least a year down the line probably when I can finally get to start working on that. So we'll have to see. Anyway, and then Mechanicore has their 1/72 scale Cubilé coming out, but we haven't gotten any new information about that, so nothing new to share at this point. I'm sure they're just busy trying to get their teeth stemmer out. So probably next month we'll probably have some more news to talk about that kit. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more about that, but at this point nothing really to say. And that's it for the third-party stuff. Like I said, not really a whole lot to talk about at this time. So next month I'll try to get more resin stuff in there. And that's pretty much it. So in the last part we're going to talk about some featured kits. So I'll see you there in part 5. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.